Hello everyone. So I'll try to make a brief story about how I got into Monster Hunter. And the first time I heard about Monster Hunter was way back when I was at the university. One of my friends was always saying something like, "Have you played Monster Hunter? Play it, it is really good." But back in those days I was really focusing on online games like PlanetSide, DOS 514, EVE Online and so many others. And once you jump into an online game to play it in a competitive way, you won't have time for many games. So I didn't really pay that much attention to the Monster Hunter thing. After like 2 years, once again another person was like, "Have you played Monster Hunter? It is really good." It was like, déjà vu. So I asked this person what was so great about Monster Hunter? And that was the most boring explanation I have ever received, because he said something like, "Well, you hunt monsters and then craft weapons and armors to hunt more monsters?" So after hearing that I was like, dude, that sounds like most of the RPGs I have played up to these days. You have to try a bit more, otherwise this Monster Hunter thing sounds just bad. The years passed. Several years indeed. So, after some minor global incident in 2020, I had this idea of playing an action RPG or something like that, where you are able to craft things and progress in that way. Basically, in September of 2020, I got the chance to get several games with those characteristics. One of those was Rune Factory 4, and I underestimated that game, jumping right away in hard difficulty, and I was not disappointed in the least. It is a childish game, but it is a lot of fun. Kinda similar to Monster Hunter in a sense, but with the old Zelda camera. And the other one was Monster Hunter Generations for the 3DS. I remember the poor explanation this friend gave me all those years back, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. The first minutes of the game were really bad, clunky as heck. I was questioning myself, why am I even playing this game? But mama didn't raise maricas, so I decided to give the game a good try, as any other game. For me that was like 10 hours or a bit more, because I love RPG so much, but sometimes those games take their time to get good, and I thought, well, maybe this is one of those games. So I kept playing for several hours and I had all kind of problems. I had issues with most weapons, I had no idea how to play, I forgot several times to eat, whetstone, pickaxes, nets, items in general. I had no idea how to capture in the game, so I was having a rough time. And also there were walls and walls of text that became kinda boring to read because most NPCs say a lot of dumb things, but I kept playing it. Found my way with the lance, or at least I felt way better playing that way. And it took me a good chunk of time to get used to the control and all its little mechanics. But once I got into that point, I was having fun. Even when I had so many problems in the beginning, I managed to never fail a quest. I start failing quests when I start with the high rank quest in the hub. I also had to leave the lands, because perhaps the armor set I was using was so bad, and I didn't really like to farm so much, so I got a great sword, Duramboros armor set, and finished the game that way. That is the only reason why every time I talk about Rise, the game feels oversimplified. I am sure it is also because I didn't really get all the mechanics of the game, because I don't like to watch walkthroughs and guides, because that takes some of the fun of exploring. That summarizes how I got into the franchise. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.